Okay, today we're going to be learning about slope, and you guys have been doing this for a while now. You were first introduced to slope in Algebra 1, then again in Geometry, and now again in Algebra 2. This is review, and this should be something that you're like super excited about because it's going to be very easy for you. So the very first thing I want to know is whenever you think of slope, what's the definition that you think of? If you were to open up Webster's dictionary, the very first thing that you would notice is that it is going to be, the slope is going to be called the slant of a line, okay? It is the steepness or the slant of a line. Now, graphically speaking, it is rise over run. It is rise over run. Your rise is your y value, meaning y, up and down, and your run is your x value, meaning left and right. Sorry about that. Okay? So, the algebraic definition is given 2 points x1, y1, and x2, y2. The ones indicate that you're talking about point 1. The twos indicate that you're talking about point 2. Slope is going to be your y values, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? It doesn't matter which one is point 1. It doesn't matter which one is point 2. What matters is that you 100% have the twos over the twos and the ones over the ones, and the y's are on top. Okay? Now, this is what we call the slope pick. The slope pick is literally like a roller coaster. You're going up the mountain, you're going down the mountain, you're level, or you're undefined. Now, put yourself at the bottom of this slope, bottom of this mountain. So if you are right here, automatically you are going up the mountain. If you are going up the mountain with your sled, okay, it's a positive slope. You get to the top of your mountain, then you are going to go down the mountain, and it has a negative slope. Your house is going to be built right here. Your house is always built on level ground, which has a slope of 0. And then whenever you look over a railing to look over the edge, you are like, what is down there? What is down there is undetermined, or what we call undefined. Okay? And that is our slope of undefined. Do not use the terms no slope, because no slope to many people either mean undefined or 0. And I need your brains to understand I don't want those terms. I want to see 0 and I want to see undefined. Okay? Now, you have to put yourself on this slope picture, and you have to put yourself on it from left to right. Okay? Up the mountain, go down the mountain. You level out, and you always stop before you hit the cliff and fall off where it's undefined or undetermined what's down there. Okay, so think of sled riding whenever you're doing this. Now, how do I calculate the slope algebraically? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to, step 1, label the points. Yes, I want you to label the points. Why? So that you don't get confused. Step 2, write the formula. Yes, I want you to write the formula, because until you've proven to me that you understand this, I need to make sure that you do memorize the formula. Step 3, plug and chug, plug in x2, y2, x1, y1, and reduce all fractions. Please, 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 please reduce all fractions. No one has a 6/8 cup in their house. No one does. But if you divide them both by 2, you do have a 3/4 cup in your house. So make sure you reduce all fractions. Also, a double negative creates a positive, so do not give me a negative over a negative. I will count it wrong. Next, that you need to be aware of. Do not give me 5 over 1. That's the same thing as 5. This right here is unacceptable. This is correct. In addition to that, do not give me 6 over 0. Nope, don't want that. I absolutely do not want that. I want the word undefined. Do not give me 0 over 10. Nope, that is 0. Okay? Does everybody understand whenever I say reduce, what that reduce means? You are going to have a quiz over slope, and if you do not do exactly what I've talked about in this video, then you are going to lose massive points and you're going to be very upset. Okay? So here we go. Let's start this. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the slope of this one right here. Find the slope of the points. So step 1 is to label x1, y1, x2, y2. Doesn't matter which one you label x1, y1. It just matters that you label. Step 2, write the slope formula. Step 3, plug and chug. Y2 is -6, Y1 is 4. X2 is 1, X1 is -2. Do the calculation. This gives me a -10 over plus is a 3. So -10/3. I cannot reduce it. It's completely done. Okay? Next, same exact concept. Okay, same thing. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Next, write your formula. Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. And plug and chug. So that's going to be 4 minus 4 over 6 minus -2. 4 minus 4 is 0. A double negative creates a positive 8. No, do not leave it like that. If I have 0 pizzas divided by 8 people, everybody gets 0 pizza. Okay? So make sure you are simplifying that. Next, find the slope of this one. Same exact thing. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Write the formula, Y2 minus Y1, X2 minus X1, and plug and chug. 6 minus 3, -7 minus -7. 3 over, double negative is a positive. -7 plus 7 is 0. Do not leave it like this. The answer is undefined because you cannot divide by 0. Little side note, if you are struggling with the difference between 0 in the top versus 0 in the bottom, 0 in the top is happy, 0 in the bottom is sad. Good versus evil, demon denominator, I don't know how you want to put it. Okay? Happiness over sadness. This is equal to 0, this is equal to undefined. Okay? That's what I need your brain to remember. Next, graphically. Now, do you see these 4 little lines? All I did with these 4 lines is I made them into one roller coaster ride. Positive, negative, 0, undefined. Okay? In a lot of books, you will see that this is what it looks like. So if you are a positive slope, it rises from the left to the right. So it's from the left, it's rising up. If you are a negative slope, from the left, it falls down to the right. We always go from left to right. Horizontal is constant, and vertical is undefined. Okay? Now, how do I find this graphically? Graphically, all you are going to do is you are going to find 2 points anywhere in on this graph, okay, where it absolutely crosses the crosshairs. So here's one right there, and here's another one right here. You will always start from the bottom point, and you are going to do rise over run. So from the bottom point, I'm rising up 1, 2, 3 points to become level. And then I'm going to run over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And since I'm going uphill, I'm rising up, it is positive. So my slope is 3/5. Okay? Again, same exact concept. You need to find 2 points where it's on the crosshairs exactly. Okay? We go from the bottom point up, so we're going to do rise over run. So from the bottom, I'm rising up 1, 2, 3 units, and then I'm running this time to the left. So if I'm running to the left, I'm going downhill, so that means my slope is -3. Now, we have what we call the slope, and we have what we call the y-intercept. The slope-intercept form, right here, of an equation is y equals mx plus b. I know you know that. You learned that in Algebra 1 and in geometry. M, we already know, is known as the slope, and b is what we call the y-intercept. Okay? What's a y-intercept? The y-intercept is a point, and I am a stickler on this. A point has in coordinates x and y. So you must always remember to have x and y values as an ordered pair whenever you're talking about the y-intercept. It crosses the y-axis. So if it's crossing the y-axis, that means x is automatically 0. So you will have the ordered pair 0, b. That is going to be your y-intercept. With that being said, there are two methods to find the equation of the line. We have y equals mx plus b, which is what we are going to be using the majority of the time. And you are going to label your point as xy. And then we have what we call point slope form, which is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. And you would label your point x1, y1. Okay? I'm not going to really talk about this bottom equation much today. I'm going to just talk about the top one today. Okay, so find the equation of the line with the slope m equals 5 and the y-intercept 0, 3. This means that m is 5, and that means your b is 3. So I can go straight into the formula y equals mx plus b, and I can plug in what I know. Y is equal to 5x plus 3. And you are done with that then. It's as simple as that. And I will be honest, I believe in tonight's homework, that is what it's going to look like. Next, find the equation of the line with the given information, use slope-intercept form. Okay, slope-intercept form. That is y equals mx plus b. That's the very first thing your brain needs to look at on there, okay? So if I have y equals mx plus b, I am immediately going to, sorry about that guys, I'm immediately going to write that down. This is not 0b. My point that I have here is 2, negative 5. If it was the y-intercept, it would be 0, negative 5, but it's not the y-intercept. So since it's not, I have to label my point. I'm going to label my point xy. And I'm going to plug in what I know. I know y is negative 5, I know m is negative 3, x is 2, but what I don't know is b. B is our y-intercept, and we're solving this equation for b. So negative 5 is equal to negative 6 plus b. Add the 6. I have 1 is equal to b. I'm not quite done because the whole point of this problem was to find the equation of the line. So if I'm finding the equation of the line, it has to be in this format. Yes? So that means I'm going to go ahead and say that y is equal to mx plus b. Y stays, m we know to be negative 3, and b we know to be 1. So this right here is the equation of the line that I am looking for. Okay? Find the equation of the line with the given information. Use the point slope formula. So what this means is now we want to use this formula right here. Okay? When we use this formula, it's the exact same problem. We already know what the answer is. Okay? But we are going to label our point to be x1, y1, which means we keep the first y and the first x in the entire problem, and then everything else turns into numbers. So y stays, and y1 is negative 5. M stays, or I'm sorry, m is substituted in. This x stays, and then the x1 turns into 2. So from this point, I'm simply going to solve this thing for y. So a double negative creates a positive, and I distribute. I'm going to subtract the 5, and I have y is equal to negative 3x plus 1. The beautiful thing about this is we did the same problem 2 different ways and got the exact same answer. I prefer the second method, but generally speaking, most students prefer the first method. But they both will work. Okay? Now let's keep on going. I'm going to give you 2 points. I want you to find the equation of the line. Now, in order to find the equation of the line, what must you be given in order to find the equation of the line? If you answered a point and a slope, you would be right. I was given 2 points. So if I was given 2 points, how do I find the equation of the line given those 2 points? Well, the very first thing we need is the slope. So we are going to find the slope of this line. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So my slope is going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I'm simply going to plug and chug. 8 minus negative 2, negative 3 minus negative 5. Double negative is a positive, double negative is a positive. 10 divided by 2 is 5. That is your slope. Now folks, I'm going to take that slope and I'm going to choose a point. Does not matter which point you use. I'm going to choose the one with less negatives. So I'm going to choose the point negative 3, 8. And it says to use either formula, and I need to find the equation of the line. So basically, I'm going to go with what you guys normally use, if I can ever get this thing to go up. This is x, this is y. So y is 8, m is 5, x is -3 plus b. 8 is equal to -15 plus b. I'm going to solve for b. So I'm going to add 15. So 23 is equal to b. So that means my answer is going to be y is equal to my slope, which is 5x, plus my b, which is 23. And that is done then. Okay? Same exact concept. Use either formula, but I give you the slope and I give you a point. So here's x, here's y. Y equals mx plus b. Y is 5, m is 3/4, x is -3 plus b. Put the -3 over 1. Multiply the tops together, multiply the bottoms together. So -9/4 plus b. Now many of you are going to say, I don't like the fractions, Mrs. Yoder. No problem. What's your LCD? Your LCD is 4. So you're simply going to multiply each and every term by 4. So this is 20 is equal to -9, the 4's cancel out, plus 4b. Add 9. 29 is equal to 4b. Divide by 4. And that is your b value, which implies our equation will be y is equal to 3/4 x plus 29 over 4. Okay? Now, tonight's homework, I give you a graph. And what I want you to do is find the equation of that line. So using that graph, you are going to come up with what your slope is, what your y-intercept is, and then you're simply going to plug it into y equals mx plus b to give me the final answer. So what we're going to do is we're going to analyze this graph, and the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to find our y-intercept. Our y-intercept is going to be right here where it crosses the y-axis. And if you look at that point very closely, you're going to get 2 is your b value, which means 0, 2 is your y-intercept. Now I'm going to choose another point. And I'm going to choose this point right here because if you can find where they cross both the x and the y-axis, it makes your life so much easier to find the equation of the line. So I'm going to use this as my bottom point, and I'm going to do rise over run. So I'm rising up 2 units, and then I'm running to the right 1 unit. Remember, I put myself on this line, and I'm going up the mountain, and I'm going to the right. So if I'm going to the right, I have a positive slope of 2. That means my final answer is going to be y equals mx plus b. So y equals 2x plus 2. That's the equation of this slide going down. Okay? The last one I'm going to do here is stairs. And we are in construction. We have lots of different things happening in this building. And when we talk construction, we need to find the slope of the line of going down these lovely stairs. So again, I said to find the y-intercept first. So that is going to be right here. And that's going to be the point -2, which means I have 0, -2 as my y-intercept. And then I said to find the other place where it crosses the x-axis, if at all possible, and that's going to be right there. Okay? So then I'm going to do rise over run again. Rising up 2 units. And then I'm going to the right 2 units. The right means positive 1 as my slope. So that means my equation is y is equal to x minus 2. Tonight's homework is section 2-3, worksheet 1, slope and equation of a line.